Welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lady Orange Explorer, and today I finished a series in 2 days. Yeah, I know. Congratulations to me. I understand. I was like on a binge because I really wanted to finish the series because it was like really, really captivating. Well, the first two books were, and the third book was like, and then the fourth book was like, okay, I'm back into it again. And if you couldn't tell, it's the Brutal Boys of Everlake Prep. Oh my gosh. Let me get these books together and then I'll tell you my thoughts. But first, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing fabulous. I am doing okay. I'm just, reading. And then it looks like Prince is about to get on the bed soon, so you're gonna be seeing him in a minute. But I hope everything is going well, and let's just jump into this. Now, I started reading this book, like I said, 2 days ago, the series 2 days ago. And so I read Kings of Quarantine first, and this is a thick book. All the books are thick by our two authors, which is Carolina and Susan. And so I'm here for it. I love how brutal everything was because it's a bully romance. And it's not predictable because I was trying to figure out how they were going to start bullying Tate, who's our female. And I couldn't figure out how they were going to do it because why? They seemed like they were okay with her. Then it's told in all of their point of views. So when we met a character that wasn't on the back of the book, I was like, why does he have his own chapter? Which was really weird to me because I was just like, no, why does he have his own chapter? Like, what? I was just like, I was going back in here. I'm just like, I don't see his name on here. Like, I don't see his name. So he can't be part of the reverse harem, right? And yeah, he was. So our reverse harem is with Kane, Saint, Blake, and Monroe or Nash. And they all have damaged hero vibes. Yeah, even Blake. I was supposed to say Blake doesn't, but yeah, he does. The things that happened to her is crazy. And she pushed through that. And then the overall thing is like them being stuck at their preparatory school because of a virus that's been affecting everyone, like, our pandemic. But the twist was the government and the media said that it was her father, who is a scientist, who released the virus as a terrorist attack. And she didn't believe it, but like because of that, the boys decided to just, well, there's other reasons why. There's one reason why they really did this to her. That was a lot. And there's only like literally one act of sexual content in this book. Everything else is just like touching. Like once everything happens to her, when she starts getting bullied, there's nothing penetrating going on. But yes, this was a 5-star read for me for sure. I devoured this book. It was really good. And I loved the tension and the like how badass Tate was, because she's a badass bitch. I'm letting you know. Like, she is that big. And she proved it in this because she was not backing down one lick of like ounce. Well, except for like, her initially just trying to leave because she's just like, I'm not dealing with this. And when she found out she couldn't leave, she's like, all right, well, saddle up. So yeah, that was good. Then in the second book, which is Kings of Lockdown, it's just a continuation of the bullying, but things get more and more complicated. And if you don't want to be spoiled, I won't try to spoil all of it, but like if you don't want to be spoiled, then know that like as the books goes on, things are getting revealed and there's a bigger picture than just the preparatory school that they're at where she's getting bullied. There's something bigger going on, and they're going to be people who find out about it and then do something about it down the line. I do suggest you read it though, so go ahead. But if you're just going to stay here for like the tea on some of this. Okay, so she still continued to get bullied. And yeah, like I said, things changed like a lot. Like we're officially on lockdown in this book. She's actually going to be living with them in this book in their dormitory. Then we get the dynamics of like them actually seeing her as a person and not just like someone to get bullied. Like, she is basically bound to them because of something that happens in the first book. Each boy is starting to realize something about her and their desire for her. Then we get more into the fourth person coming into the group, who's Monroe or Nash, and he plays a role in the Night Keepers. But they're officially on lockdown. They have like taken possession of her. Like she is theirs. You bully her, we're gonna have something to say about that and all that kind of stuff. They're the only people that can bully her, all that kind of stuff. We are starting to see a little bit more sexual tension, and then there are certain things coming in where it could lead to sex. It doesn't all go into sex, but there are some scenes where like things happen. But the plot becomes even thicker because we are starting to see that she's having doubts, but are they really doubts? You know what I mean? But she is having doubts about like her father until she gets a call from her father and things go from there. Like a whole other things happen that I was just like, oh no, oh no. And you have like, there's a few close calls in this book. And I was just like, oh my gosh, someone's going to just kaput, just go away. And someone does. Not one of our main characters, but someone does. And it was heartbreaking to see it happen. But this left us on a cliffhanger. And what a horrible cliffhanger it was if you didn't have the third book. So, yeah, this is the third book. In the third book, which is Kings of Anarchy, I didn't particularly like this book. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I gave this book a 5-star. 5-star. So, in Kings of Anarchy, I didn't think this was going to be a 5-star. As soon as I hit around like 200 and so pages, I was like, oh yeah, this is not a 5-star. Nothing's really happening once the cliffhanger got resolved. We did see a whole bunch of like them coming together, actually. Their relationship becoming a little bit more solid and maybe a little bit more intuitive with each other. They're starting to better understand each other and try at least to work together as one unit with love. Certain things do happen and comes up, and obviously there are angst, but this is when we start getting to sex. Sex in here happens not a lot, but quite a bit. But we are starting to see where the other starts happening, because what happens in the cliffhanger, we get to the point where like, oh wait, something's bigger going on outside of the school, and Tate is in the middle of it because of her father. Then that like kicks in gear of like, what did her father give her? What happens? Like, what's going on? And then obviously feelings. We also get a surprise marriage because of certain things that are happened in this book that, like, if they didn't get married, it would have been worse for her. So she does get married to one of our 4 boys. And we do get to see one of our boys. His name is Kane. His family dynamic, which is really crazy. Like, I was just like, whoa. But even though I do think his uncle is crazy, Uncle Neil, I wouldn't mind being married to him. He sounds so fun. He's a serial killer. He is a hitman. And he's just like so obtuse and happy, go lucky about everything. I wouldn't mind doing it. Like, I would. It sounds like an awesome time. He does have mental problems, but I'm okay with that because he just sounds fun. But yeah, King's family is crazy. We do also get to see more of Saint's father and why Monroe or Nash has this problem. You know, we saw it in book 2. We got the story of like why Nash wants to get revenge on Saint, but in 3 we actually like see it and understand it a little bit more, and then the boys understand it. This also leaves you in a cliffhanger because there's so much stuff going on in the school and out of the school that has to pertains to all 5 of these people, but mainly Tate, that like things get like super complicated and super dangerous for her because she does get taken and at the end of this, and it's crazy. So then we have book 4, which leaves us off where the cliffhanger was, but it's 4 weeks later after the cliffhanger, and we understand what fully is going on now. Tate is being taken to a lab, an underground lab, a secret lab that Saint's father has financed because she is immune to the virus. So they're going to be using her blood, and they're just going to keep draining her of her blood because her blood has the antibodies, the vaccine is needed, and all that kind of stuff. And our boys are like, nah, we're getting Darby. We're getting our queen. And so they do, and it's super destructive. A whole bunch of things happen. And they like get her, but like now they're wanted, and she's even more wanted. A lot happens, and then we find out like some craziness, blackmail. Yeah, it's a conclusion though. So like everything is settled at the end, and I kind of actually like the endings because there's multiple endings. When I mean multiple endings, there's like years later, like a year, 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, and I was just like, yes, I want to see that lifestyle. And we do get another surprise in here at the end when everything gets settled, and obviously there's sex. But this one was a 4 for me. And I truly did like it. So the whole entire series overall, I would give it a 4, a 4.5 actually, because the only book that I didn't really like enjoy really was a 3.75, and that was the Kings of Anarchy. And I didn't enjoy that because it just seemed like a lot was going on in the book, and I just didn't understand why it was needed for all that, especially since the things that were happening at school wasn't really brought up again in the 4th book, especially with the people that were messing with them. Some people, it was resolved, like how everything happened in school with like the ninjas of justice, the ninja justice, or whatever that thing is, the justice ninja. That was resolved kind of sort of. Like, I thought there were more people, but the people that were perpetrators of it got handled. But I was just like, okay, well, like, did we really need that then? Like, you know, I didn't understand why that was needed. But otherwise, the whole entire series was really good. I'm so glad I read it. And the first 2 books are one of my favorites of 2022. So kudos to that. I will be keeping the series, because usually I'm not like one for keeping series, but this series was really great, and I wouldn't mind rereading it and marking it up or annotating it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I will be on to my next book. I don't know. I'm probably gonna read Killian now or something to tide me over. Because reading 4 thick books, tunes actually, in 2 days, oh my gosh. But I enjoyed it. And I hope you all enjoy it too. And, well, my name is Lady Lauren Explorer. I will see you all in my next video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye.